You're not correct on this. You seem to think that
How do you figure?
I'm trying to explain it to you, sir.
Sure.
So you've made the case that because you've traveled to cities and in your opinion, quote, they're not safe, it is a defense for calling in the National Guard, which are, by the way, not even trained to deal with these sorts of crimes. You are making a defense and an excuse for Donald Trump because you claim, since it's the capital, in D.C., that's why he went to.
Thing, if you don't know.
You made the case that since it's the capital.
Hold on, I'm not done yet. I'm not
done. You made the case that the defense, or the excuse, as I would characterize it, as to why he chose DC first is because it's the capital. But yet for 5 hours, when we actually had something where the National Guard should have been called in, called January 6th, he did not call in the National Guard. You claimed he did. There's no evidence that he did. People testified under oath that he didn't. So that's a lie. He sat on his ass for 5 hours and blamed Nancy Pelosi. So if there's an insurrection, he's not going to call in the National Guard when they actually should be called in. But yet, if there's a bunch of homeless
I just have one more point. You said that the National Guard isn't trained for this.
No.
Okay, I'll agree with that. And let's say they're not. Well, even if they're not, my point still stands with how crime has dropped drastically in D.C. with all these guards that haven't been trained. So it goes back to my original question: is that not a significant number? Which, respectfully, you didn't even answer when I asked you at the beginning of the call.
And here's why I say it's completely irrelevant, because you can't call in the National Guard to every dangerous city in this country. Number one, we don't have the resources to do so.
I agree with you on that. You can't do it with every city.
And again, most of the people that have been arrested have been arrested for nonviolent crimes, misdemeanors. By the way, you could look this up if you don't believe me. There have been a few, of course, that have serious crimes, but many of those people who have been arrested were out the same day, and they're back on the streets. So no, sir, with all due respect, David, I don't think what you're saying is correct. You could think that I'm wrong until the cows come home, but you don't have a logical reason why he hasn't sent out the National Guard to the most dangerous cities in this country. Your excuse to why he called in the National Guard to D.C., because it's the capital. Last I checked, the January 6th insurrection happened at the Capitol. He called the people who beat police officers heroes and patriots, and he pardoned them. So don't you tell me Donald Trump cares about the Capitol and he cares about our safety. That is a lie, and you are making excuses for what is obvious and what is right in front of us. These are 3 black mayors run by Democrats. He wants to own the libs, and I will be shocked if he calls in the National Guard to any city that's run by a Republican. There is your reason why he's doing this, David, so you can make all the excuses you want.